Hey everyone, it's time for the wrap up. The August 2024, we got a whole bunch of stuff to get through, so let's do it. Hey everyone, it's the Snowman with TooLoud20music.com. Welcome back to the collection. This week, it's time to do our August wrap up. What did we buy and add to the collection in August? And we added quite a bit. So we'll go through that. It's been a rough month for me. I got sick, got the old COVID. There was probably 5 days there. I didn't listen to any music. I didn't feel like listening to nothing. So that was rough for me. But I'm getting better. I'm still not there 100%. But what the hell? Let's go through our collection and what we got this week. We got a whole bunch of CDs and we got some vinyl too. So don't worry. MNRK Monarch Records had their little $5 CD sale. And I love when they do that because I'll buy a whole bunch of stuff. And this month, or this time they did it, it was no different. I went with some stuff that I'd seen, never bought. This is Wild Wild at Heart, just a straight up rock and roll album. I'd never really heard it, but I've always heard good things about it. And I did have to say I do like it. It's just straight ahead rock and roll. Can't beat it. So worth $5 for sure. And I'm also a closet Texas Hippie Coalition fan. Just been a fan of theirs, but really haven't bought a whole bunch. But this is my second, or is no, it might be my third in their collection now. This is The Name Lives On. And I see they got a new album coming out, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-order that one because I've liked everything I've gotten so far. And then there are a couple Alice Cooper CDs in that Monarch $5 sale. One is Dragon Town. Um, I was really unfamiliar with this one, so that's why I wanted to have this one. This in 2000, when was this? 90s? Yeah, sometimes in the 90s. Great stuff. It's Alice. You gotta love Alice. This one though, Brutal Planet, I was a little more familiar with. I've seen him. He plays a bunch of songs from this stuff still live. So it was really great to add Alice Cooper, a couple more Alice Cooper CDs to it. Uh, then there was something I hadn't had, and it was Judas Priest's Hero Hero. I love this cover. This is actually used for a Kiss bootleg called Barbarize. I think that's the name of it. Same cover, just slightly different outer rim of it. But this is just a greatest hits. Not really. It's the first two albums, basically. It's all of their first album and maybe 6 or 7 songs from their second album. Um, so worth getting if you don't have it. I just have it because I think I'm trying to get all their CDs and I was missing that one, so I needed that one. And then two more I got on that $5 sale were by the band Pop Evil. Um, this is the War of Angels. This is an earlier one for them. I did not have this one. Last Man Standing is really great. Broken and Betrayed, Monster You Made, Boss's Daughter. Just a good modern rock album. I really like it. And then another Pop Evil, fairly new for them. It says number ones, Pop Evil. This is a weird one. They have 7 number 1 tracks, apparently. And then they put 2 bonus tracks on here. So there's only 9 songs. The bonus tracks are Eye of the Storm, and a different remix of Eye of the Storm. But I mean, they're all great songs. They were all number one, very big radio friendly. And since I have most everything they have on CD, I figured I'd pick that up for $5. I mean, you can't beat $5 for a brand new CD. So that has how was how my month started off. So started off really good. But as I do every month, I always get a Kiss CD that I'm missing. And for some reason, I didn't have Paul Stanley's solo album. So now I have the Paul Stanley solo album. Last month, I got Ace. This month, I jumped on Paul's. And I don't know what I'm going to get next month. I'm kind of leaning towards some not Gene and not Peter, but There's a couple of other things I'm leaning towards that I might pick up instead. And like with Kiss, I always do a rock candy. And this time I went with a Canadian band, Honeymoon Suite. This is their debut album. And you would know the song New Girl Now. That's their big hit. And this one has a bunch of bonus tracks, so which is really nice. I got some live tracks, some remixes, extended mixes. We get what, 5 bonus tracks on that. You can't beat that. So great, great. They always do a great job. Booklet in there is awesome. More pictures, extra songs. I mean, hell, what's not to like on that? And then something else I'm going to start doing. I put a playlist, not a playlist, but a wish list on Amazon of all these box sets I want. And a lot of them are those original album classics. So I bought one this month, and I'm going to try and do that, I think, every month, buy one. I went with Adam and the Ants because I always love Adam. These are his first 3 albums. Dirk Wears Socks, King of the wow, I can't even read it. King of the Wild Frontier and Prince Charming, and it's Dirk Wears White Socks, by the way. Uh, I love, I don't know all his stuff, so I just know like the hits. So I kind of wanted to do a deep dive, and early stuff's really interesting. It's really good. So I'm glad to have that. I still need to get, some of the later. I need Goody Two Shoes. You got to have that one. All right. There's only one really, yeah, there's only one new release I got, and it's not really a new release. It's Creed Human Clay. This one is what is it now, 20, 30-year anniversary of this thing. And they've added a live show second disc on here. So that's kind of why I wanted it to get the live show as well. They were just here in Charlotte. I missed them because they were the same night as Matt Nathanson, and I'm a huge Matt Nathanson fan. So my wife and I went and saw Matt Nathanson. I really would have liked to have gone and seen uh, Creed, and I heard it was a fantastic show, an amazing show. So, all right, we'll move on to the CDs. Have got Rick Springfield's Venus and Overdrive. This is the 2010 edition. It includes a bonus DVD of a live show. And then there's one bonus track, Celebrate Youth, on here, which is an old song, but a redone version. Love Rick Springfield. This is a fantastic, fantastic album. What's Victoria's Secret? I'll miss that someday. Venus and Overdrive, One Passenger, 3 Warning Shots, just some really good rock and some pop songs on here. Rick just gets better with age, which is cool. Glad to see that. Some artists, the longer they're around, you're like, yeah, well, you probably should hang it up. Not Rick. Rick still got it in spades. Um, and then another thing I bought, I've been really looking forward, trying to get all the Robbie Williams Under the Radar CDs. I've got the first one, and now I have number 2. This apparently was Doug Lynn's. I probably should have hidden the Heine. Um, but this is a exclusive to his website. I think Record Club comes with a signed insert as well. There's pictures, there's the CD. These are all rare tracks from him compiled onto one CD. The first one was amazing. This one's just as good. Um, I'm a big Robbie Williams fan, and so now I'm happy to have 2 of them. There's one more. That third one's a harder one to come by. You can get the deluxe edition, but it's a couple $100. So I'm trying to look for just the regular edition. And the deluxe edition doesn't have any more songs. It's just got a whole bunch of stuff with it. I just want the songs, so I'll be happy to get the cheaper version if I can ever find it. And then something else I picked up, Japanese version of Troubled Tribe. Um, I think this is their debut album. I don't know, might be. I bought it because I love the song Tattoo, one of my favorite songs from this time period. And I realized I didn't actually have it on CD. And this is a fairly recent version, Japanese version, so it wasn't too expensive. It was on Amazon, so I bought it. Why not? Um, and then the last thing I bought on CD, I picked up some Need to Breathe stuff. Huge fan, have all the vinyl, but I'm still working through the CDs. So I ended up getting the debut, Daylight. Got their second album, The Heat, and then I think this is might be their fourth, The Reckoning, which this might be right up there with Outsiders is one of my favorite Need to Breathe albums. I love Outsiders. And then The Reckoning here is probably my second favorite album of theirs. But they're all good. They've never made a bad album. So they're worth checking out if you haven't. All right. And now we're going to move on to some vinyl. First things first, Def Leppard released a 7-inch single for the song Just Like 73, a brand new song. Has Tom Morello on it from Rage, but it came in two versions. There is this version here, which I haven't opened either of them, but this version has blue vinyl, and this version here is just a black, regular black 7-inch vinyl. So same songs on both. The A side is the one featuring Tom Morello, and the B side is an alternate version. I think it's just without Tom Morello. Great song, actually, if you haven't heard it. I don't know if this means a new album from Def Leppard. I hope so. That would be fantastic. And I use that word a lot. Um, but we'll see. I'm ready for them to release the collection volume 4. Maybe that'll come soon. But if they were to do a new album, I would be quite ecstatic about that. Okay, we're going to move on to the vinyl. Uh, I didn't buy a whole lot of vinyl. I did get 4 vinyl from Noble Records, my local store. And one of them is he started a label. And so now he's signing artists and they're reissues. So it's more of an archival label. So his first one was a local band here in Charlotte. They're actually from Monroe, North Carolina. So not far in the same county I'm in. And this one has not been released in 52 years. It's called Underground Fire. And my copy, look at that. That's my version. I went with this one. He offered 3 different colored versions and a black vinyl. I went with the pinwheel, red and white, because it was the more rare. It was only 200 available, and he's already sold out of the pinwheel. So uh, if you like that one, too bad, but you can probably find one of the others. They have some beautiful ones. This is just a straight ahead. It's fuzz guitar. These kids were in high school. And I think they got enough money. They got 8 hours of studio time, so they prepped for weeks ahead, went in 8 hours and spit out an album. And man, just some really great guitar rock, fuzz guitar. Just, just really, it's fantastic. I'm going to say that word a lot. It's fantastic. So worth checking out. Then Noble Records does exclusives, where he licensed and they're licensed by other labels and they do an exclusive run just for his store. And I got on that bandwagon about a year, probably 14, 15 months ago. And I have been collecting them ever since. So when he releases them, I grab them. And this month he had Homer, grown in the USA. Um, and the vinyl, it's orange, it's really pretty. Let's see if I can get that out real quick. Um, just a real pretty orange colored from and this one's on Garrison. Garrison is probably one of my favorites that he gets them from. Their packaging is always stellar. Um, Albums are 180 gram. They're phenomenal work they do on them. This one is 70s music. All most of the stuff is early 70s. Uh, it's psychedelic hard rock kind of mixture. They're out of Texas. This is a reissue of their Soul album, the only album they have from 1970. And most of his stuff is from the early 70s. So that's Homer. Definitely worth checking out. He did another one the same month. This one is Oda. And if I'm not mistaken, he is now sold out of this one. This is on a white vinyl. Again, psych, early 70s kind of rock. This one is awesome. This is out of the 3 that I've shown, my favorite. This thing just kicks ass. So good, solid 70s early rock. Lots of guitar. Love the guitar. Now that's like he's got like 30 something of them, but I was missing one. One from a band called Ice, and the album was The Ice Age. He only had a run of 100 copies, and it took me 14 months to find it. And now I have the final one. So now I have one of everyone in his collection um, that he's released. So we're talking there's 30 something of them. And I do have them all now. Now I don't have, he's got one, Randy Holden. He issued 3 different vinyl versions, different colored vinyl. I only have one of those because I don't really need three. Um, but now I've got, like I said, one of every single one that he's released. So really excited. That thrilled me when I found that. I woke up one morning, was checking on Discogs like I do every morning. It was there. I just clicked yes and bought, and now I have it. So real thrilled about that. And the last thing I got is one of my favorite 80s albums. It's the anniversary edition box set, Police Synchronicity. This thing is really awesome. It's got this insert here with a bunch of band pictures. Um, it's got a booklet. Uh, this comes with a book, lots of pictures. What's great about this one, I think I mentioned on the Van Halen how I hate that they do the CDs like this, but they did covers. So perfectly fine with that. They have a cover for each individual one, bunch of pictures, lots of stories in here. Um, really, really awesome. Now, this is just the CD, so no vinyl here. I have the vinyl from an original, one of the early pressings of it, so I'm happy with that. I wanted all the CDs, all the new songs, and there's a lot on here. Come to think of it, I don't really know what all's on here. There's a bunch of live shows, or a couple live shows. There's a DVD, I think. No, two things of live, lots of unreleased songs, the original CD, and then just a bunch of B-sides and bonus tracks. Just a whole bunch of stuff. It is a lot to get through if you were wanting to get this one. It takes a while to go through it, but I love Synchronicity. It's one of my favorite Police albums and one of my favorite 80s albums. So when I think of the 80s, this is probably one of the albums I first think about. And that's it. So lots of stuff to go through. Hope you enjoyed it. Next month we'll come back. We'll show off whatever we picked up in the collection again. Click like, click subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to do that and leave a comment. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time on the collection.